Hello, my name is Suzanne Aaron, and I'm a flight attendant for United Airlines. As you move forward on the path of your interview process, we want to help you out as much as we can. To do that, we thought we'd paint a more detailed picture for you of who United Airlines is, and more specifically, what you can expect if you become a flight attendant working in our onboard service division. You're about to hear from dedicated employees, all of them a part of the United team. They're from scheduling, different domiciles, and our operations center in Chicago. You will also hear from our new flight attendants, my flying partners who, like me, recently graduated from our training center and have taken flight, based in different domiciles around the country. More importantly, we hope this closer look of who we are and what we do will give you a better perspective of whether becoming a flight attendant is the right fit for you at this time in your life. We want to be happy with who we ask to be a part of our team, but we want you to be happy too. The topics we are about to talk about were brought forward by candidates just like you. From our uniforms and high professional appearance standards to flight schedules, what it's actually like to be on reserve. These are important issues we think we should address to cut out the confusion and erase any anxiety you may have.
The uniform is a conservative look. We update it frequently, usually every year or two we update a couple of the pieces.
Keeping in mind that the industry is pretty much the same, everybody's wearing royal blue. How you wear yours is going to determine how our customers perceive us. It is a uniform for a reason, so that everyone looks the same, therefore everyone projects the same image.
The uniform is a lot different than a fashion garment. It's a functional garment. So there's a big difference between fashion and functionality. And people have to understand that it may not be the short skirt they normally wear, it may not be a tight-fitting jacket, but that's part of our image. It's a conservative business look.
The temptation is to be original. That's fine. That's part of the characteristic that attracted us to bringing you apart on board. But you should use your personality and your service methods in being original.
Wearing your uniform with pride, wearing the elements of the uniform correctly, having a clean, neatly pressed uniform, clean shirt. The passengers see us as a part of a team, and safety being one of the aspects that's the most important part of our job. They need to be able to identify us quickly. And so if I'm correctly wearing my uniform, people are going to recognize me right away, and they're going to know that I'm the person that they can turn to and ask their questions, or that they may have to take direction from me.
I think a uniform is just that. It's a uniform, and we all are supposed to look uniform to what United standards are, and that's pretty high. They want you to look good, they want you to look polished, and I think you have to put it on, and I think we talked a little bit about this. It's the way you carry yourself. You put on the uniform, and that's half of it, and then the rest comes from inside, and it has to match that uniform standard.
Both United and the customer expect you to look professional, attentive at all times, and have you care about the way you look and the way you're presenting yourself.
Typically the new hire is going to come in and have the position of a reserve. And a reserve is just that is a person that's going to be responsible for filling in when someone else is either on vacation, scheduled time off, or someone calls in sick. Then that reserve fills that position.
I am telephone available 24 hours a day on the days that I am on reserve. And I look at it this way: if I have a block of days, say 6 days, where I'm going to be on ready reserve, I know that from midnight that first day until the end of the 6-day period, I can be called anytime of the day or night.
You have to be ready all the time. You have to sleep even when you're not tired, because you never know when you're going to be able to sleep next.
It takes a lot of flexibility on time schedule, where I can be on days or middays or evenings at any time.
There's been many nights where I've slept with my ear on my phone because I was so scared I was going to miss the call.
The company strongly suggests that the reserve or the flight attendants live in the city where they're based. One of those is the issue of accountability. It is, again, so critical that you're able to be and make the assignments that you're given, and you're going to be given these assignments not with all the notice in the world, so you're going to have a short amount of time. You therefore will be responsible for being where you ought to be.
You have to be able to get to the airport when they need you to get there, no excuses.
I would say live at base. It's a different job when you're living where you work out of. You don't have to worry about getting on an airplane to go home. You just get in your car and you know you're on your way home or on your way to work, whichever.
Your pay comes on 2 paychecks a month. You get paid on the 1st of the month and the 16th of the month. And your pay in the month is for the work you did in the previous month. So the 1st of the month paycheck is what we call an advance for a percentage of the hours that you worked in the previous month. And the balance of your work for the previous month will be paid on your second paycheck of that month.
You have one small check, you have one larger check, and learning to be able to balance those two together to be able to make your standard of living.
The biggest challenge for me and the biggest surprise for me was to realize that I wasn't working a standard job. I wasn't working a 9-to-5 job, 40-hour work weeks. I think that was the initial what? It's the block time, it's the flight time.
Whenever you leave home, you're being paid per diem for every hour that you're away. But the time that is spent on the airplane is basically once the door closes and you leave the gate, that's when you're actually getting paid your hourly time. And that's what came as the biggest surprise to me. So maybe if you've gone from Los Angeles to Denver and then sat for 2 hours before you leave for Chicago, those 2 hours that you sat in Denver, you're making your per diem money. However, you're not making your hourly wage. So it's really a hard thing to figure out when you first come on board, and it takes you a couple months to really get a good estimate as to how much you're going to be making.
During the first few months of flying, I'd say 3 to 4 months, you've got to be prepared to tighten your belt for a while and be ready to use some of your savings perhaps to get you through those first few months. And once you've gotten past those first few months, then as you begin to understand better how your pay is going to be calculated, when you're going to be paid, and how your work schedule is going to affect the amount that you're paid.
Judge on your minimum hours, which is 75. It may be greater some months, and that will be a bonus, but if you're going to look and kind of budget yourself for this first year of flying with United, go on your 75 hours.
Be yourself in the interview, express yourself, listen to the questions, read the information that they've given you, because it's going to provide you clues if this is the right fit for you. If it's the right fit, I think it's going to be a great thing. If it's the wrong fit, it's not good for anyone involved.
Adaptability, flexibility is a big saying we say in this industry, and it really is true. And take each opportunity or each change as a challenge and rise to that occasion.
You become a citizen of the world. You become involved with people everywhere. It's a wonderful, wonderful opportunity. You feel connected to people everywhere in ways that you can't imagine at this point in time. And that is one of the glorious things.
You need to really know where you stand financially, where you are in life, your lifestyle.
Make sure you talk it over with your family, because this job doesn't just affect you. It affects everyone in your family. And you might think, this is great, I love this flexibility, I'm a healthy person, I can do this. But it's not just going to affect you.
Step back before you decide that this is what you want to do and weigh the pros and cons, because it can be an amazing job.
You have to have the mentality to be adaptable and adjust to whatever comes your way. And if you do it with an open mind and a positive attitude, you can accomplish so many things and go so many places.
There you have it, a brief summary that hopefully addressed some of the questions you may have had. In closing, we want to leave you with a few thoughts from our more senior flight attendants who love their jobs as much today as they did on their graduation day. We thank you and feel honored that you are looking to get on board this great company we call United Airlines.
It's not going to work every single day, 5 days a week, taking your computer home and doing your work after dinner. I mean, you have a lot of downtime and a lot of flexibility. Have fun with it then. Enjoy every ounce of it because it is such a good job. Challenge yourself. Take on responsibility. Don't be afraid of making announcements. Don't be afraid of saying, well, I'll be first flight attendant. You build on every experience and you'll learn. The more you're challenged, the more you'll like the job.
I absolutely love my job, and so I can't tell somebody it's not a good job to have. It's not the same as it was when I started. You know, we work a lot harder, I think, than we did 19 years ago. But you know, I still love going out and seeing the world and, you know, getting to meet people and working with the people that I work with. I think that's the best part.